Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be reviewing the NARS Radiant Liquid Foundation. I have this in two shades. I have this in Duval, which is the Light 4 one, and then I also have it in Light 5, which is Fiji. I wanted to show you guys both of these so that you can see this is the one I used today. It's fully mixed in, hasn't started to separate again. This is one that I just used last week, and as you can see, it is very separated. It is, right off the bat I'm telling you, it is very liquidy. It is very prone to separation. So you always want to shake it up. But the first thing I'm going to say is I have two shades of this because I purchased Light 4 in Duval because that was my shade in the cream foundation. And it seemed a little yellowy. I wasn't super in love with it. I tried Fiji in the summer and I like that a little bit better. I bought this. I feel like it's a little dark for me right now. So I've tried both of these out. I also tried it in the shade Matte Blanc. And that I feel like is a really good match, so I'm probably going to pick that up. But let's pull this up on the Sephora site on my phone and see exactly what the claims are and stuff so that I can go over those. The first thing is this has a $49 price tag, and this is 1 fluid ounce. The second thing is Duval is supposed to be a neutral balance of pink and yellow, and Fiji is supposed to be yellow. Matte Blanc is supposed to be light with pink undertones, which I have also tried. I'm going to tell you right now, Fiji I don't feel like is neutral. I feel like it is very yellow toned. Our Duval is very yellow toned. It's not very neutral. Fiji I feel like is a little less yellow despite the fact that it says it's yellow. Matte Blanc I feel like wasn't pink. It was very neutral. It was sort of just smack dab in the middle. So I'm going to say right now I feel like this line runs yellow in general. Regardless whether or not it's supposed to be neutral or pink. I feel like it runs more yellow toned. But they claim this to be a Radiant natural finish. They claim that it is full coverage, that it covers pretty much every skin type because it says sensitive, normal, dry, combo, oily. Finish natural. It describes it as an oil-free liquid foundation that neutralizes discoloration, delivers full natural looking coverage with 1 drop per weightless 16-hour wear. I haven't worn this for a full 16 hours, but I'm going to say I've worn it for 12 and haven't noticed a lot of fading. So I'm going to say it probably meets that claim. As for full coverage, I'm going to say no. This is a very light, very natural, like you can probably build it to a medium coverage, but then it's going to look cakey. It is not a full coverage foundation. Does it look natural on the skin? Yes, absolutely. It looks very much like it's your skin. It has a very natural, very satiny, not super dewy, not super matches, very much skin texture. It describes it as weightless. I'm going to say it is weightless because I don't feel this on me at all. Even at the end of the day when I'm super oily and things that haven't felt that way can feel very, very heavy at the end of the day. This is not one of those things. I will say that I have played around with application with this quite a bit. I don't know why I keep moving both of these around. Ultimately, I feel like it looks the best with a sponge, whether you use a beauty blender or a Real Techniques one. I don't see a difference between the two. But for this foundation, I feel like that is going to give you the best looking results. You know, I've tried, like I said, I've tried it with a brush. I've tried it with a couple different brushes. When I apply this with a brush, I feel like it looks much more cakey, less natural, more heavy and patchy, and just it doesn't meld into the skin flawlessly and beautifully. With a wet sponge, with the Real Technique ones, it does. It blends beautifully into the skin. It melds, it covers up the peakiness, it covers up what I want. So that is application-wise the way to go. Sponge all the way. I feel like you can build it up with the sponge to a more medium coverage. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing in this. Medium coverage, natural finish, long wearing. Pricey price tag at $49 for 1 fluid ounce, I believe. Yes, 1 fluid ounce. which 1 fluid ounce is pretty much standard for foundations, especially high-end ones. Like I said, it is on the pricier end of the spectrum. Do I feel that it is worth it? Yes. I have not tried anything else that I feel like looks this good, melds this beautifully into the skin, and wears incredibly well. The claim of every skin type, yeah, but I have very oily skin, and like I said, this is, this is wear here. It's been on for a while, as you'll see in some of the updates I do throughout the video. It holds up. It's very nice. It definitely wears. It definitely wears on my very oily T-zone. If you're completely oily, I honestly don't know how it'll work for you. But I think the dry, the combo, the sensitive, it's going to work for you. I've already shaken up my NARS Radiant liquid here, and I'm just going to do a pump onto this. That is one full pump. If you feel like you need a little bit more, what I do is I sort of just start, because you can get a little droplet there and pick up a little bit extra that way without doing a full second pump. This is one that it's supposed to be, one pump is supposed to do your entire face. So I've got that on there, just rubbing my finger, dotting it around. And now I'm taking my Real Technique sponge and patting that around, getting this blended in. As you can see, as I said, it is a very yellow foundation. This one isn't the best color match for me, but it does work, and I can adjust it with the powders and things and make it work better for me. See, it melds into the skin very nicely, very flawlessly. I'm just dotting on areas that I'm going to be going over to pick up more coverage, because it can build on itself and build to about a medium coverage foundation. There's no way this is a full coverage, and I feel like if you were to build it to try to get it to be a full coverage foundation, you are not going to be happy with the way it looks, because I feel like if you tried to do that, it would look the way it does with a brush, which is very unnatural, very cakey, not very beautiful, not very flawless. And so my palette is emptied with all the product, and that's what you get from one pump and one little drop. I'm going to set it with powder, which is what I do with pretty much every foundation that I use. And I'm using my MAC Mineral Skin Finish Light, which has the slightest bit of coverage and looks very natural. Mainly concentrating on the T-zone. I am going to just sort of do a little bit in the cheeks too. But there you have the finished face. Okay, so I've had the foundation on for about 10 hours now, and as you can see, it's held up fairly nicely. I mean, I'm a little bit shiny in the nose area, a little bit on the forehead, not a lot, but you know, this is pretty standard for any foundation I wear, even super mattifying full coverage things like Tarte Amazonian full coverage or Urban Decay All Nighter. Like this is pretty standard for me. So I mean, as you can see, it wears nicely. It still looks pretty much the same. It hasn't faded or patched off or anything. So I was getting ready to take my makeup off after I filmed my review of my NARS Radiant Liquid, and I realized something I didn't do. I didn't do like a close-up of showing you like around the nose or areas like that that are prone to fading, settling, doing not so pretty things. So I figured I would just, you know, get real close and show you guys and see. Still covered, not super fading. I mean, there's a little around the lip, but you also have to realize I ate twice with this on, so. But so to summarize this foundation, it is light to medium coverage. It is slightly buildable. It looks much better with a sponge than with a brush. A brush, it looks a little bit dry, a little bit cakey, a little patchy. With a sponge, it just melts into the skin and gives you this very gorgeous, natural, just your skin, improved, beautiful, beautiful look. $49, pricey, well worth it. Might even be a holy grail for me. As you can see, I've purchased 2 of it. So, will I repurchase it? Yes. Do I like this foundation? Yes. If I had to give it a star rating or a letter grade, it would be an A for sure. It would be close to 5 stars, if not 5 stars, because I do love it. It doesn't have a smell to it. 0 scent. Feels great on the skin, looks great, and like I said, it's just beautiful. So, there you have my thoughts on the NARS Radiant Liquid Foundation. If you have any questions, post them down below. As always, see you guys next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.